Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And that breaking news, car break-ins in Durham. Police are investigating after nearly 20 were reported overnight. The damage left behind and what we're trying to learn from investigators this morning.
And while yesterday we started out in the teens, we're making a run at near 60 degrees. We'll show you what's responsible for that and why we'll see more days like that as we get closer to Christmas Day.
Town manager resigns. The allegations that the mayor of Cary is calling disturbing as the town council looks for a replacement. We are tracking the fallout of that resignation in the town of Cary. A lot to tell you about here on this Tuesday morning. Welcome to your Tuesday. We're glad you're up with us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Chris Levingood. Yes, we're excited to be here on this Tuesday morning as you're joining us here. We have Chris Michaels. I guess you're still kind of excited weather-wise because we have a warm-up, but right now, not that great outside.
I mean, hey, look, there's never a dull moment in the weather center, especially around here. It's been our 6th coldest December on record so far, and our coldest since 2010, with temperatures right now, hey, at least not like what they were yesterday. We were in the teens this morning in the Triangle, most of us 25 to 30 degrees. Raleigh's up to 29, Cary and Holly Springs 27. Got this little layer of cloud cover that's feeding off the Blue Ridge Mountains, helping to insulate us a little bit. As we get toward midday, we'll get rid of that cloud cover, see a mostly sunny sky, and we'll be in the low to mid 40s with high temperatures this afternoon in the upper 40s. The Arctic air going back where it belongs, and you see that orange there, shades of warmer than average weather. We'll show you how long that's going to last coming up in a few minutes. Ken?
All right, Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We'll start to the east of Raleigh, shall we? Give you a live look at I-87 and New Hope Road, just before the belt line right there. Those southbound lanes moving away from us this morning. Really light traffic to report, but it's going to pick up in the next half hour to 45 minutes or so. As we widen out the view, very little to no delays on any of the major routes coming into the Triangle, US 1, I-87. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
And please keep us tuned in all morning long. Let's get back to that breaking news. Police in Durham are investigating a series of car break-ins this morning. We'll bring in Ali Calabar live in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker this morning. Ali, you took the time to go to these several neighborhoods where these were reported, and you found more than a dozen cars broken into.
Now, we counted at least 18, Chris, cars broken into in a 1-mile radius of where I'm standing right here. This is NC 55 and Sedgwick Road. And here's a better look at what we saw. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. You can see at least one window shattered in each of those vehicles. Now, Durham police tell us the break-in started around 8 last night in the southern part of Durham. Others were reported after midnight in East and South Durham. Now, we counted at least 12 vehicles broken into at Bentley Ridge Apartments off NC 55, at least 5 in a townhome neighborhood on or around Purdue Drive, and at least 1 on Piperwood Court. Now, we're working to find out how many cars were broken into, the total number, as well as if any property was stolen. Now, we have reached out to Durham police, and we're working to find out if anyone has been arrested or caught. Reporting live in Durham, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
Meanwhile, Raleigh police are looking for the driver of a truck that crashed into trees and caught fire. This happened on Wade Avenue near I-40 and Trenton Road. Investigators say the truck drove off the road and crashed into trees before catching fire. The driver of the truck was not with the vehicle when officers arrived around 12:30 this morning. Raleigh firefighters put out the fire, and WRAL News is working to find out if the driver has been found, if they are facing any charges, and if they're injured.
Cary is now in search of a new town manager. Sean Stiegel announced his resignation from the role after weeks of questions over misuse of taxpayer dollars. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live outside Cary Town Hall this morning. And Kelsey, the mayor, is calling these allegations against Stiegel disturbing.
Yes, Renee, this morning we're seeing on top of all the new developments here out of Cary Town Hall, the former town manager, Sean Stiegel, resigned over the weekend, and now the mayor is calling his decisions disturbing and say that they affected millions of taxpayer dollars. Here's what's new. The town hired a law firm to investigate Stiegel's actions. They're also rewriting policy to ensure no future town manager can avoid telling the full council about major financial moves. Plus, there's a chance the state auditor's office could investigate the town's finances. Stiegel was first placed on paid leave in November after a public records request revealed a series of major expenses much of town council, including the mayor, say they weren't aware of. That includes thousands of dollars spent on stays at four-star hotels, $1.3 million lost to fraud, and a more than $1 million series of land deals. We reached out to Stiegel multiple times, including at his home, on his phone, and his personal email. So far, he has not responded to us. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
Happening today, the Wake County School Board is expected to talk about rebuilding a historic Raleigh school, despite many alumni saying they are not for it. WRAL's Laura Levine is live at Wake County School headquarters in Cary. And Laura, the board says Ligon Middle School is in serious need of repairs.
Chris, good morning. And Wake County school leaders here today will discuss some of the pros and cons of the proposed changes here. We know that Ligon was Raleigh's only black high school for nearly 20 years and later merged into Wake County schools. Now, the school is now 72 years old, and leaders say that it needs repairs and updates, as you mentioned. Today, the school system will present 3 options to the school board, including 2 that would totally rebuild the school. WRAL's education insider says this has received some pushback in a community meeting. Many Ligon alumni said they don't want the school to be rebuilt or moved to the back of the property.
This school has a historic history where in the city of Raleigh it was a black-only school, and it became a part of the Wake County school system, became a magnet school, and they really wanted to preserve a lot of that history.
And so the options here being presented today would cost anywhere between $100 to $140 million. Laura Levine, WRAL News. We're live in Cary.
And Wake County Schools is also set to vote on a rule that would make it harder for students to access social media at school. The proposed policy changes would prohibit the use of social media, Wi-Fi, or even hotspots without permission. The policy does not contain information on how that would be enforced. The district's network already largely blocks social media apps, and the policy needs 2 rounds of voting for it to pass. Unless the board suspends its rules, the second vote would be at a later date.
New this morning, a development in North Carolina's 2026 U.S. Senate race that you'll see first on WRAL. Former Governor Roy Cooper says if he is elected, he'll vote in favor of banning federal officials from buying and selling individual stocks. Stock trading is popular among members of both political parties in Congress. Studies show broad public opposition to the practice. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat, has often come under scrutiny for her well-timed trades. And former U.S. Senator Richard Burr, a Republican from North Carolina, was investigated but never charged on allegations of insider trading. Later today, Cooper plans to publicly announce his support for a ban on stock trading by members of Congress, the president, and other top government officials.
It leads to corruption, and it has to stop. To regain trust in Washington, public servants can't just say, "Trust me." They have to show they can be trusted.
We are reaching out to other candidates for next year's U.S. Senate race for their stance on this issue. Check our story on the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com for updates.
Well, the search is on this morning for the person responsible in that deadly mass shooting at Brown University in Rhode Island over the weekend. The FBI and Providence Police have released new pictures of a person of interest. The police chief says these images you're seeing were captured about 2 hours before the shooting near the university. 2 people were killed and 9 others were injured in that shooting on Saturday. Investigators haven't announced the names of the victims, but WRAL did learn that a Durham Academy graduate was critically injured in that shooting. The FBI has announced a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest.
Happening today, the Salvation Army will begin giving out thousands of gifts to families in need this holiday season. This is part of the organization's Angel Tree program. The goal is to make sure 8,000 kids in our area have gifts to open on Christmas morning. The Salvation Army of Wake County says it's received a record number of angels this year. The distribution will last through Thursday, and that will be over at the Angel Tree Warehouse on Buck Jones Road in Cary from 9 to 5. Today, the Acorn for WRAL First Night Raleigh is getting ready for New Year's Eve. This morning, city crews will be moving the famous Acorn from City Plaza so that it can be polished for the big night. We are just a little over 2 weeks away from welcoming in 2026. The fun starts with an early 7 p.m. Acorn drop on Raleigh City Plaza and then the traditional midnight drop. You can watch them both right here on WRAL on New Year's Eve.
Your time is 6:10. Next steps. The Nash County Sheriff's Office is looking into a decades-old missing persons case. Where that investigation stands after recently discovering that man's car.
Firefighters recovering. Nearly a dozen were hurt in a gas explosion in our state. The positive response from their chief after the blast.
And a quick change in the weather pattern leaves us in the 60s in parts of the area. By Thursday, we'll show you what's causing that and why we expect to see more days like this before Christmas.
And we do have a look at your winning Powerball numbers. 23, 35, 59, 63, 68. The Powerball is 2, the multiplier is 4. No jackpot winner last night, which means tomorrow's drawing climbs to $1.25 billion.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Coming up on 6:14, a live look over Beaufort and something pretty interesting. These are called noctilucent clouds, and they happen at a very high level of the atmosphere, most often after rocket launches. So looking in to see where one of those launches may have happened, but pretty interesting out there. This morning here at home, not quite as cold as yesterday morning, but still worthy of a thick jacket, maybe the hat and gloves. And once the sun rises, the sunglasses will be put to use. Today, we're looking at temperatures in the low to mid 40s by lunchtime, upper 40s heading deeper into the afternoon, so not quite as cold as what we had out there yesterday. And as I'm sure you imagine, our Christmas is trending toward green and not exactly white. But we'll show you how things are trending temperature-wise coming up in a few minutes. Ken?
Chris, green is in money? I'll take it. Hey, listen, 3 things you should know as you get ready to head out the door. Dry road conditions, really. No congestion on any of our major routes. And as the daylight comes up, watch for those sun glare delays, particularly if you're driving on any one of our eastbound routes. As we widen out the view, give you a look at the big picture live traffic map this morning. Nothing but green showing up right now. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, taking a look at stock futures this morning as we are waiting for the November jobs report to come out. Right now, you can see we are in the red. The S&P 500 down 17, the Dow Jones down about 73 points, and NASDAQ down 99 points at this hour. Economists predict that payrolls grew by 50,000. That is down sharply from the 119,000 jobs added in September. They also see the unemployment rate coming in at 4.5% compared to the rate of 4.4% in September. That jobs report is due out at 8:30 this morning.
Yeah, that highly anticipated jobs report. Thank you, Michelle. Later today, the Nash County Sheriff's Office will be returning to the area where a car connected to a decades-old missing persons case was found. Travis Lynch disappeared on Christmas Eve 2003. And last week, his 1992 Pontiac was found submerged in water. That was near Old Middlesex Road in Turkey Creek. The Nash County Sheriff says teams plan to dredge the creek today, and investigators have already started interviewing people connected to that case.
The U.S. military has confirmed 3 more boat strikes in the Eastern Pacific linked to terrorist organizations. 8 people were killed in these most recent strikes in international waters. Officials say the vessels were actively engaging in drug smuggling operations at the time of the strikes. 95 people have been killed as part of these ongoing operations aimed at targeting suspected drug traffickers. Nearly a dozen North Carolina firefighters are recovering this morning after they were hurt in a gas explosion. This happened at a house fire in Salisbury yesterday. Firefighters were trying to put out the flames when a gas line exploded, causing the roof to collapse. 11 firefighters were taken to the hospital. Fortunately, officials say their injuries are not life-threatening. The Salisbury fire chief is calling them heroes.
If there's a danger, we're going to go get them, even sometimes at some risk. And that's what tonight proved, right? That your firefighters in Salisbury are heroic in my eyes.
Absolutely. They always run toward danger. Officials are still trying to figure out what caused the fire and the explosion.
It was the hire no one saw coming. Bill Belichick to UNC. And coaching Carolina the Belichick way on WRAL, our documentary unit uncovered the parallel searches happening at the time. There were a powerful group pushing to hire the NFL legend and those who wanted an up-and-coming coach.
The Board of Trustees is working to land Bill Belichick, while Bubba Cunningham is doing due diligence on these lots of current coaches.
You know, if this were a business, if this is a Fortune 500 company, you would never run it this way. You would never have people doing like a back channel search to hire the CEO.
The documentary gets into the drama on and off the field and what next season may bring. Coaching Carolina the Belichick way airs Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. on WRAL.
It is 6:18. Now we're going to talk weather the Chris Michaels way. We're always learning something from this guy, as in it's a lot warmer than it was yesterday morning, but it's still pretty cold.
It is, because yesterday, we were in the teens?
Sure.
So it was the coldest start to a morning since Christmas Eve of 2022. This time around, it doesn't feel as bad. We'll just kind of chalk that up as a victory. Temperatures right now 10 to 18 degrees higher than they were yesterday, but still unworthy of a jacket. Temperatures in the mid-20s at the bus stop this morning. Heading into the afternoon, we make it into the upper 40s, so that'll feel plenty nice again, especially compared to the past 2 afternoons. Let's talk about what's causing our warming trend. You see that breeze out of the southwest tomorrow, pushing us into the mid-50s. Then by Thursday, we're looking at high temperatures nearing 60 degrees, but with the chance for scattered showers, especially as you go west of I-95. A front coming in from the west then gives us a better chance of rain late Thursday night, early Friday morning. Your Friday high temperature of 60 degrees probably comes early in the morning with a little bit of a dip in temperatures heading into the afternoon. Then comes the weekend. Sunday is the official start to winter once the sun's rays are directly over the southern hemisphere there at 23.5 degrees south latitude. But as we go beyond that, the weather's not really listening to the calendar. As we head toward Christmas Day, high pressure is going to hang out over the southern U.S. That means sinking air. And when the air sinks, it tends to warm up and dry out. So the weather does look pretty good for Christmas Day. It's just, if you're dreaming of a white Christmas, you got to go somewhere else, not here in North Carolina. So the next 7 days, again, nice warming trend through Thursday and Friday. A little bit of a dip in our temperatures heading into Saturday, nothing extreme. And as we get winter started out Sunday morning, we look ahead to temperatures in the low 60s by the afternoon. Ken?
I'm Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Give you a look at the northern loop of the Beltline, I-440 and Ridge Road. Traffic definitely beginning to pick up just a bit. Those are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. As we widen out the view, give you a look at the entire loop from the I-87 440 split interchange all the way over to Wade Avenue. Nothing but green showing up. And as we widen the view, give you a look at some of the other major routes coming into the Raleigh-Wade County area. Just a 1-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest on US 1. No delays on any of the other major routes, including I-87 and I-40 westbound. You're getting ready to head into the Cartoonist Inn on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Your time is 6:20 this morning. Holiday baking. Five on your side has a look at some of the top tested kitchen helpers as you get ready for your kitchen holiday cooking.
Stolen wheels. Several thefts have been reported up and down highways in our area. The explanation from one woman who says she had her tires stolen.
Raleigh police are investigating after reports of abandoned cars along the highway losing their wheels. WRAL's Heidi Kirk, she saw several cars just miles apart on I-40 and they were missing their wheels. So she reached out to a woman who left her car near the airport Thursday because of a mechanical issue. And when she came back just 36 hours later, those wheels were gone.
I mean, I thought, sure, there's a possibility that it could get clipped in an accident or a tractor trailer or something, or someone not paying attention driving, possibly striking it, but it never would have occurred to me that the tires would be in jeopardy.
Well, not great, obviously. Raleigh police are investigating multiple instances where wheels were stolen. The Wade County Sheriff's Office is also investigating at least one report warning people not to leave their vehicles on the side of the road if possible. We investigated this trend after a tip from a viewer, and if you have a story idea, you can go ahead and report that to us at WRAL.com/report it.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
Mariah Carey at the Winter Games and the countdown to the finale of Stranger Things.
Yeah, to talk about that this morning, we have Ken Smith here on What's Trending. What's up, Ken?
Listen, so the Queen of Christmas will likely get a royal welcome at the Winter Games in Milan Cortina, Italy. Mariah Carey is set to perform at the opening ceremony on February 6th. Now, Carey is the first international star confirmed as a performer.
And organizers say Carey embodies the emotional build-up to the games that reflects the ceremony's theme of harmony. And I hope she starts her performance with "It's time." It's that double high E.
Ooh, incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
That's how she should do it.
I know. You're right. And listen, the end of Stranger Things trending this morning. Netflix releasing a sneak peek of Volume 2 of Season 5. 3 new episodes will be released next week on Christmas Day. And the show's grand finale will be released on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I know you can watch it in theaters as well. I'm trying not to ad-lib anything because I don't want to spoil it. But
No spoilers.
I'm enjoying this last season. I'll be sad when it's all done.
Oh.
All right, thanks again.
Happening tonight, the season finale of The Voice on NBC. 6 finalists will be competing for the top spot. 1 finalist from each team and 2 chosen by you, the fans. You can watch the finale tonight on WRAL at 9 p.m.
Time right now is 6:26, and we're talking about car break-ins. Durham police are investigating after nearly 20 were reported overnight. The damage left behind and what we're trying to learn from investigators this morning.
Town manager resigns. The allegations that the mayor of Cary is calling disturbing as the town council looks for a replacement.
And another morning with the thick jackets, but that's soon to change as we go through the rest of the week. I'll show you what's causing this warming trend and how things are shaping up as we get closer to Christmas Day coming up.
And we have not forgotten. Here's a look at your winning NC Education lottery numbers. Good luck.